Your CI pipeline just broke. Not your code. A transitive dependency 3 levels deep silently updated and pulled in an incompatible version of Lodash. The build was fine yesterday. The 10 most depended on packages on NPM make up just 0.001% of all packages, yet account for 70% of every package download that happens. Knowing these repos means knowing the actual backbone of JavaScript infrastructure. Pick the wrong foundational repo and your team pays a compounding tax, slower CI, fatter bundles, missed security patches, and debugging sessions no one budgeted for. For a team of 10, that can burn 20 to 30 engineering days a year. Here are the 10 repos you need to understand, ranked by how foundational they are to the modern JavaScript stack. Starting at number 10. Number 10, Lodash. It ships bulletproof utility functions for arrays, objects, and primitives, handling null coercion and deep cloning edge cases that vanilla JavaScript consistently gets wrong. Pass Lodash a user's array that contains an undefined element, and call _.map to pull out names. No null reference error, no iteration crash. Vanilla JS would throw. Lodash absorbs it silently. Number 9, Node.js. Server-side JavaScript runtime that runs the entire backend ecosystem. NPM packages, Express, databases, microservices. One language, both sides of the stack. One curl, one untar, one command. Node is live. From that point, npm install gives you access to 2 million packages. The entire JavaScript backend ecosystem, immediately. Number 8, React. Component-based UI library with virtual DOM diffing. Declare your UI as a function of state, and React figures out the minimal DOM mutations needed on every change. State changes. React builds a new virtual DOM, diffs it against the previous one, finds only the button text changed, and patches that single node. No full re-render, no layout thrashing, just the minimum. Number 7, npm. The registry, package manager, and lock file that lets you declare a dependency once and get it installed identically, exact same versions, across every machine. Without a lock file, 2 developers running the same package.json could land on Lodash April 17, 19 versus April 17, 21. Different behavior, different bugs. Package lock.json forces both to April 17, 21, byte for byte identical. Number 6, Webpack. Module bundler that walks your import graph, compiles every asset type, tree shakes dead code, and outputs an optimized bundle browsers can actually load fast. Utils.js exports 50 functions. Your app imports 3. Webpack traces every import edge, marks the 47 unused exports as dead, and drops them from the final bundle, shrinking your output without you touching a line. Number 5, ESLint. AST-based linter that parses your code into a syntax tree and walks every node, catching undefined variables, unused imports, and custom rule violations before they ever reach CI. One rule, no undef set to error. ESLint parses the file, walks to the identifier node for undefined var, finds no declaration in scope, and blocks the commit immediately, before a reviewer even opens the PR. Number 4, Vite, and its predecessor Webpack Dev Server. A development server with hot module replacement. Edits propagate to the browser in under 100 milliseconds, with your app state fully intact. Developer edits a React component's render function and saves. Browser updates in under 100 milliseconds. The form input they were typing into is still there. No reload, no lost state. Without HMR, that edit costs a 2-minute reload cycle. Number 3, Express.js. Minimal Node.js web framework for routing, middleware, and HTTP, the de facto standard for REST APIs and the architectural DNA of almost every Node framework that came after it. 4 lines of Express, require, define a get route, return JSON, listen on a port. Curl that endpoint and JSON comes back. That same minimal pattern, route, middleware, response, is what Nest, Fastify, and Koa all inherit. Number 2, Jest. Zero config testing framework that runs tests in parallel, detects which files changed, and reruns only the affected tests, cutting a 2-minute sweep to under 1 second on every save. Jest watch mode detects the changed file, maps it to affected tests, and runs only those. Feedback in under a second. The full suite without Jest watch takes 2 minutes, enough friction that developers skip running tests before committing. And number 1, Prettier. Opinionated code formatter that rewrites every file to a consistent style, eliminating formatting debates entirely and making every diff show only logic, never white space. Prettier write reformats the file in place. The resulting git diff shows only the logical change, no white space noise, no indentation arguments. On a 10-person team, that's 5 or more hours per week no longer spent on style debates. Here's the misconception that burns teams: star count and recency are not the same as reliability. A 5-year-old package with 2 releases per year and 0 unpatched CVEs is often safer than a hot library with 50 releases per year and a different API every quarter. Stability and maintenance cadence matter more than the trending tab. These 10 repos are not popular by accident. They're in production stacks across thousands of companies because they solved real problems and kept solving them, reliably for years. That 70% download share reflects millions of engineers making the same rational bet. Start the repos you haven't explored yet, add them to your next project stack review, and see how much build friction disappears. If this breakdown was useful, subscribe, there's a lot more of this kind of deep dive coming.